Folks, I'd just like to ask one of our mentees and supporters of IGDS Break Silence, Rebecca. Rafiq. She will introduce. She's a Hewing law student. She's in her first year at Hewing, second year at Hewing. She's the secretary of the Human Rights Committee, very dedicated in trying to work with women, children, and migrants. And she's here to introduce our speaker, Ms. Roberta. Rebecca, all yours.
So Roberta Clarke is a human rights and social justice practitioner. She is also an advocate. She is currently the chair of the executive committee of the International Commission of Jurists and the president of the Coalition Against Domestic Violence. In 2017, she was United Nations Women's interim representative for Libya. Between 2012 and 2016, she was the regional director for United Nations Women's Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific, which was based in Thailand. Prior to that, she was the regional program director of the United Nations Women Caribbean Office. She is an attorney with postgraduate qualifications in sociology and international human rights. So,
thank you very much, Rebecca, and good night, sisters and brothers and friends. It's really wonderful to be here. I feel in a really good way connected to the Break the Silence project. As Rhoda reflected on earlier back in 2007, funding opportunity came across my desk from the Violence Against Women Trust Fund, the UN Trust Fund. And that trust fund had a window for working on HIV violence and HIV. And it was, if you recall, at the height of the HIV advocacy when it was all about the ABC strategies, abstain, be faithful, condomize. That was the kind of the mainstream response to HIV. And we were thinking, well, in many ways, women and girls are vulnerable to HIV, not because of sexual violence, and how are we going to be able to prove that and speak to the dimensions of sexual assault, which in particular young girls and boys experience in carrying. And so out of that, this project emerged, and it really flowered in ways in which I would not have imagined when we were preparing the proposal back in 2007. So congratulations to Rhoda and to her team for that great work. And it's a wonderful legacy, and it also has legs. Now, Gabrielle said she felt that not much had changed in the 11 years since Break the Silence. And I want to, when you've been in something as long as all of us have been, and you need to be optimistic. You need to recognize your gains where you have them. And I think my first recollection of child sexual abuse was a conference back in, I can't even remember, maybe 1992 or 1993. We were in the Holiday Inn, as it then was, and it was Joel Bishop who put on that conference. I don't know if you all remember that. By then she was media permanent secretary in the ministry related to something, family. And she had a vision of really putting this issue right on the middle of the governmental agenda. And it didn't get to the middle, but I think certainly she raised issues that had not been raised before, and we are all following in those footsteps. And I think there's been a lot of progress. And you know, the authority or functions or doesn't function, resources, no resources, but it is there. You have a range of draft policies, the child policy, there's a child protection policy, child abuse prevention policy, all of it perhaps still being drafted, but we are thinking about child sexual abuse and child abuse generally. So let's see the glass as half full and not half empty, but understanding that we need to all put our work. First of all, we all need to feel the outrage that would inspire us and motivate us to move tirelessly on this agenda. So I want to just start off with a little bit of what we know about prevalence and incidence of sexual violence and a little bit about children. I have to, please forgive me, this very wordy slide. I did everything they say you should not do with a PowerPoint, but I was actually working on myself at the time, so we're not going to focus too much on words. But first of all, to say that that IGDS study which Gabrielle referred to, the 21% of the women in that study had experienced sexual violence during their lifetimes, and sexual violence at the hands of a stranger. Of that 21%, only 16% reported, and the case was open in just 50% of that 16%, and further, only 17% of those cases led to a conviction. So you see that attrition, right? From incidents to reporting to investigation to prosecution to conviction. And that really is the story of sexual violence in that we kind of need in the Caribbean. In fact, in the world, if you've been following UK Guardian online, there's been a lot of many stories about attrition linked to sexual violence against women and girls in the UK. So just to think about that, this is adults. The next slide, this is statistics from Children's Authority. You'll see in 2015, 2019, reports of all types of child abuse. 2017, 4,451. And of those reports, roughly 23, 24, 25% of all reports are reports of sexual violence against children. And I think around 84% of those sexual violence reports are violence against girls. And the remaining, of course, sexual violence against boys. So that means, if you think of the numbers, in 2005, 454 cases of child sexual abuse. 2016, 1,364 cases. 2017, 11, 34. 2018, 10, 28. So between 2016 and 2018, every year is over 1,000. I just wanted to remember that. And those are reports to children's authority, all right? So just keep that in your mind. Next slide. Okay, so thinking about how we've approached sexual offences in United States, and we wanted to confirm our progress. We can say since 1999, in fact, there's been significant legal reform, not only on naming a people, but also process and procedures related to investigating and prosecuting offences. So some of the, I would say, achievements or progress which are observable in the Sexual Offences Act. First of all, the removal of the corroboration warning. You all know what the corroboration warning is? Okay, so back in before 1999, and still in several countries in the world, and indeed even in the Caribbean, the judge was obliged to turn to the jury and tell the jury it is unsafe to convict on the testimony of just this one woman, which is uncorroborated. That's a corroboration warning. And if he did not give, or she did not give that corroboration warning, that conviction could be overturned. And the jury found that person guilty, that conviction. Where she looked at all of the newspaper reports at the time, and there was one person who is well known, who even said back in 1985, if they can't live the wife, who can you live? And the only time up to that moment that Parliament was closed to the public was the debate of the Sexual Offences Act and this closed court. So we've come a long way since 1985 now. And then that Sexual Offences Act in relation to children also made reporting mandatory of suspected sexual offences against children, not adults, against children. And even in that 1999 Act, there was the established a sexual offense register. Now, notwithstanding some of these are process improvements, and of course there's also an expansion of offences greater than this Act. Notwithstanding the expansion of offences, notwithstanding the evidential improvements, it's clear even now that they are not translated into a well-functioning justice system. So if you want to look at the report of the judiciary, and by the way, beautiful reports, and you cannot get this is spectacular annual report. You get lots of things you want there. You see very clearly how delayed sexual offense cases are. Well, all cases, because of course the justice system is overburdened today, but just sexual offense cases are really quite delayed. Next, sorry, so put on my time. You have to give me 15 minutes. Okay. So what is the background to this? So we've been saying for quite a while we need to look again at the Sexual Offences Act and do some root and branch reform of the Act. But the Attorney General laid last this year, an amendment to the Sexual Offences Offences Act, which was really focused on the establishment of a national sex offender registry. And he did that because this was the background he gave. There's been a non-implementation of the register under the 2000 Act, and he says between 2000 and 2019, the persons convicted of sexual offences in the magistracy number 1,416. That's a 19-year period. Remember I talked about attrition in the justice system? So every year there are over 1,000 people who are reporting sexual offences, but in this 19-year period, 1,461 only convictions, and in the High Court as low as 232. So, and there were no registrations under the register which was set up under 2000 Act. So he's saying, we have all of this, we have these convictions, but there's no, the register has not established, and there's been no accountability for the non-establishment of the register. He came to look at that. Yes, next slide. So the rationale for the establishment of the National Sex Offenders Registry is twofold. Primarily, it's a tool for monitoring and tracking sex offenders following their release back into the community to prevent specific and general recidivism. So specific recidivism means recidivism by or reoffending by the person who has been previously convicted. And the idea is that a register also has a general deterrent effect. Yes, if you know you commit a sexual offense, you will get on the register and that will affect your entire life, that should have a deterrent effect. That's the theory. And also, a register allows communities to self-protect, because at all times you know who the person is, who's a sex offender, and where they are. So that's the idea. When you look at the amendment, I want to point to three kinds of things that it does. One, it sort of speaks to child protection. Secondly, it's victim focused in specific ways. And thirdly, it does, I want to speak to the regulation system. Now, I should have acknowledged at the outset that there are a lot of us who were involved in sort of lobbying and working with the Attorney General's office to get this right. We felt that the first draft was not risk-based, it was indiscriminate, and it would cause more harm than intended, but foreseeable harm than it would help. And so there's some critics want to acknowledge here. I see Regan is here, there's Jonathan and Nicole, the sisters from Mantra, and Kaiso colleagues who we've all got together under an ad hoc framework to make comments on the Sex Offenders Act. And I have to say, I think we made it better. And I think even the Attorney General will agree with that. But so these are the three things I want to focus on here. Next slide. So, okay, kind of heavy text. Under 2000 Act, reporting of suspected cases of child sexual abuse was mandatory on the part of very specific people, like children, parents and guardians, yes? Who else? Social workers, doctors, medical practitioners, teachers, people who are in some guardianship over the child. Well, under this amendment, there's been an expansion of categories of persons who have obligations to report where they have reasonable grounds for believing that a sexual offense has been committed. So now we include psychiatrists, psychologists, certified mediators, police, welfare officers, social workers. We have mental social workers here, so now you all have the obligation to do that. This one here, owners, managers, employees of a nursery or a daycare, principals of a school, persons employed as guidance counselors, and look at this, leaders of youth, religious, faith-based, sports, recreational, other groups of children are members of the group. So it's a really much larger category of persons who are under legal obligation to report if they have reasonable grounds to believe that a child is a victim of sexual abuse. That's clear? So I think that's really a big child protection that has been substantially widened. And also, the Act also creates a new offense. So persons who prevent a child from giving a statement or testifying or force a child to recant a statement which alleges an abuse perpetrated against them will commit an offense, and it's a very serious offense, liable to a fine of $100,000 or imprisonment for 20 years. So the fine and the term of years tells you how seriously this is viewed in the legislation. Yes, and I think this is also part of the intention to make child protection more robust through the legislation. You also see that the act has been focused in particular ways. So where sexual assault has been perpetrated, and by the way, the act, the sex offenders register applies to adults and children in equal measure. Some countries, the sex offender registration system is really meant to protect children, but in ours, it's anyone who's been a victim, anyone of any gender, any sex who's been a victim of abuse. So you have, where there's been a sexual assault, the legislation provides for mandatory medical examination of the person who is alleged to perpetrate the sex offense, right? So consent is not required, and in fact, the legislation also gives permission to use reasonable force to extract this sample to test it, whether or not the person has an STI. And that permission to use reasonable force and to test without consent, someone who's accused of a sexual offense, relates to very specific offenses, not to a whole range of registrable offenses. And you can see there, rape, for example, or trafficking children with sexual assault against a trafficked child. So that's just some examples of focus information. And where, of course, that it is found that the perpetrator, the alleged perpetrator, has an STI, and there's reasonable grounds for believing that perpetrator has passed on that STI because of the sexual assault, the virtual complainant, the person who has been abused, can seek compensation. The act provides the compensation. And also, the act provides the compensation on behalf of the child, made by a guardian. Okay. So one of the registrations the third thing I want to focus on, and it's a big part. So the Act establishes the National Sex Offender Register. Importantly, the register is not accessible to the public, which is a big thing, because in fact the first draft of the legislation didn't want to access the register at any point in time. So it was indiscriminate access to the register. When the Act was finally passed and was assented to in September, the register is not accessible. The person has control of the custody of the register and is responsible for maintaining the register. However, the Act also provides for the establishment of a website that is, of course, accessible by the public. So there are two things. You have the register and you have the website. So who can be registered? So keep that question in your head. Register, non-public, website public. We'll come back to talk about that. Who can be registered? Well, a citizen, not only a citizen, but a resident of Trinidad and Tobago, who was convicted under the 20,000 Act. Yes? Whether they've completed their sentence or they've not completed their sentence. So all people who were convicted under the 2000 Act. And then also persons then who will be convicted after the commencement of this amendment. Yes? So basically, that's fair enough. But it does not apply to a child, a person with a child at the time of the commission of the registrable offense. So children are not going to be caught in this sex offenders register. And it's easy to understand why. You want to give children a second chance, you don't want them stigmatized. They're still in the process of evolution of their maturity and their notion of responsibilities and values. So the Act very wisely takes children out of liability to be included in the sex offender register. By the way, that's not the case everywhere. There are other countries where children can be put on the sex offenders register, right? With a lot of deleterious effects for their future life. But we can discuss that in theory. And then also the Act does not apply to persons suffering from abnormality of mind, and the Act defines what abnormality of mind is, such that you cannot be held responsible for your acts or your omissions. Yes? Okay, so what's the registrable offense? There are three pieces of legislation that apply here. Offenses created under the Sexual Offences Act, offenses created under the Trafficking Persons Act and offenses created under the Children Act. Yes, I think too many details, let's move on. But I just wanted to focus on this one because it's particularly relevant to children. Lisa?
I just looked, it was a lot, but
You want to read it?
yeah,
Go back.
sorry.
Go back. Huh? Yes, okay. Okay, so sexual, you see the rape, sexual assault, incest. So all those offenses created under the Sexual Offences Act. Not every offense under the Sexual Offences Act. Some specific ones, but these are them here. You will see that prostitution, unfortunately, percolates as a registrable offense. So we were thinking sexual should not be in there at all, but we were not able to do our best advocacy. And then so trafficking in persons, you see there, trafficking in children and trafficking in adults. Okay, next one, which is the one I want to focus on, and you see a lot of offenses under the Children Act. Female genital mutilation, also aiding and abetting counseling, sure, senior genital mutilation. Typically child pornography, exposing a child to pornography, facilitating or inciting child pornography, sexual penetration, sexual touching, intersexual services. You see the whole list of things there, quite comprehensive. Causing a child to watch a sexual act. Yes? So it's quite a range of offenses that are. So if you're convicted of any of those things, you are liable to be registered under the National Sex Offender Registry. Yes, we can move on. And also, if you all want this PowerPoint, you can have it. Okay, so let us talk a little bit about the register. So the Act says the register is not to be made public. Yes? So everyone who is convicted of a sexual offense is liable to be registered, but it's not an automatic registration. The court will make a determination the kind of conviction as to whether this person in front of them, that convicted person, should be put on the register. Yes? And they could be, if they ask the person they want to register, there's kinds of information, but that register remains confidential and in the custody of the commissioner. However, there are a class of persons, because of how risky they are, that the court will say, subject after a hearing, that person should go into a public domain or website where everyone can see who that person is, because that person is a risk. Not all persons who have been convicted of registrable offenses are of the same risk. So this is a risk-based access, public access to the names and whereabouts of sex offenders. Yeah? Is that clear? All right. So go back. So when you're on the website, the public website, the court will determine that. This is the information that's going to be on the website. Anybody can go and click on the website and look and see. Name, date of birth, your photograph, your name, address, and what you're convicted of. Yes? And all of this can be displayed in a conspicuous place, one in the prosecution, for the intentional lawful reproduction. This is a different thing. So you have access to the website, but you're not really meant to take that access to the website and be salacious and scandalous with it. Alright? So when you're doing that, you can be, if you're going to you have an intentional lawful reproduction or sharing information on the website, you also expose yourself to a criminal offense. So basically the legislation is saying you are entitled to know about some people, but you also have to be responsible for how you use that information. Yes? It's not pre-paper them to go and speak about some information. Next. So when the court orders registration, remember the person is found guilty of a registrable offense, but will not necessarily want to register, the court is going to decide whether that person is suitable or not. And it's going to decide based on considerations or criteria set out in the Act. These are some of the criteria. One of the things that we were asking for when we were doing the lobbying is that there should be some sort of risk assessment. That was our language, but the legislation calls it a mental assessment report. So the court has to ask for a mental assessment report. All sex offenders will get that. The court will consider the nature and gravity of the offense, the risk of reoffending, the risk of harm to the victim or any other person. So all of these are whether the victim was a child or a person with a mental disorder, was the victim especially vulnerable? That will be one of the points which the court will take into account in deciding whether someone to go on the register or not. This especially number 1G or G, whether the sex offender was in a position of care, authority, or supervision of the victim. In other words, you abuse your authority. That's a kind of really strong consideration of putting somebody on the register. Yes? So the point is that you don't have automatic entry onto the register. The court will be a judicial determination about whether or not you are a fit person to go on the register. This is not the way I want, but person who should go on the register using these considerations. Next. And so when the court decides to go on the register, it will also state the reporting, the duration of the reporting period, and the frequency of reporting. Okay? And whether or not, so this is the second thing the court has to decide. So yes, you go on the register, the next thing the court has said, but will you also go on the website? Right? So the two-part decision making of the court. So next, and when we go on the website again, it will be similar criteria: gravity of offense, person and position of responsibility and supervision, whether or not the victim was a child or somebody with mental impairment. All those criteria come back up to determine whether or not your name is on the website in addition to the register. So how does it happen? So you go to prison, if the person is convicted, they go to prison. Before they discharge, I think that's like 4 months before they discharge, the police go and they visit the sex offender and they take all this information, and this information is what goes on to the register. Yes? Yeah, next slide. So this is all the information that has to be put on the register. The names and ages of children residing in the same dwelling house as the offender. Contact information of offenders next of kin. Name, address, and contact information of any club, association, organization whose membership includes children. Well, that's obvious. You understand why, right? So will that offender be in geography or in location where children are also mentioned? And that's important to one direction. I suppose it will also trigger social workers, surveillance, and scrutiny. Next one. So this is the first information taken at the time of first reporting. So you're now out of prison. You want to report. The police will take your photograph again, your fingerprints, and a non-intimate sample from the sex offender DNA. And this is whether or not the convicted person always consents. His consent is immaterial. Yes, the legislation provides for reasonable force to get these samples, so biological samples, from the person who is going to go into the register. Okay, the legislation also tells you what is the duration of reporting. So you can see non-custodial sentence 2 years. So you may not go to jail, but you're still going to have reporting obligations for 2 years once you've been convicted. Imprisonment for 5 years or less, you see it there. But you see, I don't think, and Rhoda, you can correct me. I don't think this is set. Judges cannot really change that. Once they've found it, when the sentencing, then they use the reporting automatically follow the sentencing. The judges don't have any discretion to make yes or no and what is said in the schedule. When they have to check into the police station. So I'm sorry, I should have said that. So when you go on the register, it really also means practically that you have to check into the police station quite periodically. So the court will tell you what is your periodicity of checking in. And if you don't check in, of course, that's also an offense. Yes? And so you have to do that to go back. So you can think of having to report for 15 years at the police station, quarterly or even 25 years. That's somewhat there. It can be quite extensive. Yeah? Okay, so you can't be exempt from registering or reporting. So you may have been convicted of a sexual offense, but the can make an application to be exempt from registration or reporting, and these are, again, the considerations that the court will take into account. I keep talking about the considerations because I really want to draw your attention to the fact that the court has a lot of discretion on how it applies this legislation. And again, I look at Reagan every time I say it, all of this is meant to make the registration risk-based as opposed to automatic. Yes? So all this outline of considerations really come from our call that registration should be risk-based, not status-based. Yeah? So that again, another long list of considerations for registration as well. Yes, next slide. And you can also expand the registration. And again, you might have been registered, you may even be reporting. And you might still be a reporting time and you want your record expunged, you can make an application to the court to get that happen. Give your kind of clean record, but again, the court will do that based on risk assessments. So you see in all cases the consideration includes this thing that they're calling mental assessments. So again, that's a lot of work for psychologists and psychiatrists in the criminal justice system, which we think perhaps a new thing that the act was introduced in a kind of systematic. Right. Okay, so this is really what I suppose we want to talk about, right? How effective is the National Sex Offender Registry? So I want to say we don't know how effective it's going to be in Trinidad and Tobago because it hasn't even started. The act was sent into in September. I don't know if it's been proclaimed. Reagan, do you know? I don't know if it's been proclaimed, but in any event, we will not have the history to be able to evaluate it. But I think it is it's an attempt to increase the protection, particularly of children. But it is not a panacea, it's not a cure-all. And in fact, our advocacy with the Attorney General, we kept saying, this doesn't really help, but to solve the problem of impunity. The majority of cases of sexual violation, and particularly against children, don't even reach the court system. You're already talking a very small number of cases in which the National Sex Offender Register applies. But having said that, so I think we have to be realistic about the effectiveness because it's going to apply, because of all of the difficulties we have in our justice system, it's going to apply to small number of cases. Having said that, there's been a lot of research on National Sex Offender Register from other jurisdictions, Australia, New Zealand, all over the US. And the finding seems to be that sex offender registers have very little effect on recidivism, very little effect in those countries where they carry out. And I want to just say to that a little bit. I've lost my notes. Okay. So specific to the US, and this is related to public registers. There's been a lot of research done on the sex offenders register in the US, which have shown that there is some small reduction in the offense amongst registered sex offenders. Very, very small. But in fact, it's the other way around. There's some evidence that the sex offenders register has a general deterrent effect on first-time or non-convicted sex offenders in the community, likely due to the perceived risk of being placed on the register. For those who are not offenders, there's a small deterrent effect there. But for those who have been on the register, there's been very little effect of the register on the offense. Yes, but on the good side, because the offense like sex offenders is not that high, not as high as the offense in other criminal activities. Yeah, get the point? Already the risk of the sex offense is not that high, and so the deterrent effect of the register is also quite minuscule. In a review from Australia, the Institute of Criminology, they found that public sex offender registries, they have a small general deterrent effect on personal offenders, but they do not reduce suspicion. Further, despite having strong public support, they have little effect on levels of fear. So they may have a small effect, but not much, not over. Yes? And so I think we have to be realistic about what we expect from a national sex offender register. The other thing about sex offenders registers, there's an assumption that members of the public can better protect themselves and their children when they become aware that a convicted sex offender is their community. But as we know from the Break the Silence project, the majority of sex offenders are family members, persons known to the families. These are not stranger offenses. So you're the person right there in your home and you're also, the other aspect of the register, so one is to prevent recidivism, the second is to increase sort of public alertness, yes, and increase public confidence in the security of their communities. That's the other purpose of National Sex Offenders Register. And research on whether or not registers increase public safety has been done, and this is the result of some of the research. Whether the register is effective or not is reliant on the public's awareness, not only of the register, but use of the information. And those pieces of research have shown is that people who use the research are those who have high perception of vulnerability. Because generally, of course, women and people with children. For those people, they kind of pay attention to the register. Most of the people kind of just don't very worried with the register. So if the assumption is that the public will be aware of who's on the register and be alert, it doesn't necessarily bear all of the public, but some parts of the public who consider themselves especially vulnerable to sexual abuse. Yeah? And then what the research found that prevention strategies most adopted by persons who are aware of the register includes increased monitoring and education of children and sharing the information they have on nearby sexual offenders.
What does it say about notification? Because they're supposed to notify the different station districts.
Yes.
Whether they move, whether they change address name.
Yes.
Does it say anything about it?
On effectiveness? But no, the Act speaks about notification here. So when you move, yes. So there's a lot of detail on what your obligations are if you are a registered person, in relation to how you have to report and what you have to notify when you're moving within the country and also when you intend to travel. I didn't speak to all that because we don't have time, but yes, there's a lot of detail on notification.
It's important.
Yes, a lot of detail on notification. So, is it effective to reduce specific recidivism? Not very much so, according to the research. Is it effective for general recidivism? There's some suggestion it could be, at least in the early stages of the legislation. Is it effective for public awareness? Only for some categories of persons who consider themselves highly vulnerable. Yes? Which is not to say that the sex offender register is irrelevant or not useful, but we just have to be realistic about how useful it will be in our context, where the majority of sexual offenses are not reported, are not investigated, are not prosecuted, and they are very few convictions. Yes? We can't oversell what's going to happen with the National Sex Offender Register, though we understand whatever limited positives we give us, we hold on to. Next one. Okay, so I think we're going to say that the larger issue here is impunity, as I just said. We already do significant underreported and significant underpolicing sexual offenses, including child sexual abuse. What I wanted to say earlier and I forgot. Teenage pregnancy between 2008 and 2015 was a total of 2,680 children under 16 years old. Yes? 2,680 teenage pregnancies, girls with children, live births, forget, and also there's abortion, right? Live births, and some of those are children under 12. 35 of those pregnancies are children under 12. So we have significant child sexual abuse in this country, and we don't have anywhere near a match between the incidence and the access to justice. And I think we have to think about that very, very carefully. So the larger problem is impunity. We're really not addressing the scale of the problem that we have in this country. Secondly, the register focuses on punishment without a self-accountability focus. We really fought hard for some sort of psychoeducational intervention of convicted persons whilst they were incarcerated. We felt that, you put people in prison, but what happens to them while they're there? There should be some interventions. When they come out, they're different from when they went in. But that did not make it into the legislation. I think I would say we seem to have really a big focus on aggressive punishment in this country, even when we see time and time again, it's not taking us to any safer or secure society. That we do have to think about, of course, containing people who are harmful to the community, but also giving them an intervention where they can be effective, where they can get self-accountability, and where they can change a lot of the gender norms to which Rhoda referred to, which are the combination of sexual violence in this country and everywhere in the world. So we found that the research shows that this focus on punishment, which of course registration, public registries are like name and shame, right? So it's kind of a punitive approach. And it may be warranted, I'm not saying it's not warranted, but the punitive approach also impedes reintegration. So the person stays outside the mainstream of society may remain hostile and remain therefore threat to the community, as opposed to brings that person back into in a secure way, back into the restorative justice, back into the community. So builds indifference, hostility, and of course isolation. One of the, talking about impact on children, one of the things that we thought would be an unintended but rather foreseeable consequence of a public register, and now even a public website, is the consequence of children or family members associated with a convicted person. You can imagine in small societies, those children will be subject to stigmatization, to bullying, to social rejection, to isolation, yes? And in fact, in other countries, the research has shown that very clearly, that, public registers expose family members and children of the convicted person, those innocent persons around a convicted person, to quite a lot of harm. And in small societies like ours, it is very difficult to hide the connection between a registered sex offender and a child, wouldn't it? So, if you think a little bit about that, vigilantism, bullying, all those things that will be affecting children in school. But I think, one of the safety mechanisms within the legislation is this judicial inquiry into circumstances to justify entry onto the website or not. Surely the court will take into account whether or not the convicted person has children or family members who are vulnerable to that kind of isolation. And the other thing that other research from other jurisdictions show is that this isolation of the sex offender themselves also, of course, interferes and breaks up, I hate to say like family bonding and reintegration of the convicted person back into his family. Yes? Now, of course, you have to balance. That's the balancing act that the court has to make. I might be concerned about family bonding and reintegration in his family or community safety. So that's the thing that the court will be looking at balancing all the time. But I just wanted to put it there because, of course, it does impact on children. But it may be quite warranted impact having regard to how harmful or risky that sex offender is. But I just wanted to point that out. Next slide. So we talk a lot about what are the improvements needed, and I must have 1 more minute. I don't want to go through all of it, but I think what we're saying is in this country we need a more comprehensive approach which places victims at the center of an integrated, well-resourced set of services. Gabrielle spoke at the beginning of the session about the absence of a national strategy to end gender-based violence. We do know that somewhere in the atmosphere out there is a draft. And I think it is for us to demand to see that draft. Ask the government, can we have sight of the draft? Can we be consulted on what's in the draft? Can we perhaps improve the draft? And can we be involved in implementing the national strategy? So that national strategy should focus on prevention, focus on response to access to justice, for example. But we don't know what it is, and I think we have to start asking for that. We definitely need to improve justice, including timely investigations, child-friendly processes, and of course, again, Trinidad and Tobago has made quite a bit of progress. The children's court is really a big, big improvement. And what I can understand is working quite easily. And cases like this will be able to children for some child-friendly court. No? Somebody say no, not working beautifully? It is or not? You're not sure?
So that's what the church code is about, child offenders.
Child offenders.
No child victims.
All right.
Innocent child.
Yes. I thought it would be also with all cases raising children in that word. No? All right. I stand corrected. But they should. True. But they should. Okay. So we need timing here in sex offense cases, especially those involving minors. Here's one bit of a case of a young child who was, raped when she was 12, and when she was 23, the case of still not come up with the court system. And how a jury's response to a 12-year-old is different from how a jury responds to a 21-year-old or 23-year-old. So we do need to get that moving. Again, implementation of restorative justice, we spoke about that. We probably need to think about social norms change, psychoeducation rehabilitation for offenders, and we need just a lot more data on what is happening. We need to have integrated data collection systems. Who's going to the police? Who's going to the hospitals for health care? Who's going to legal aid? Who's going to CAD? Who's going to impacts? We need those things to come together. And we certainly know that the Office of the Prime Minister is trying to do that in the integrated data collection system, but it's not connected to the police, I don't think yet, and it's not connected to the court. It's connected to the police, but not to the court. So finally, I want to say in relation to what we can all do, I think this echoes what Rhoda and Marcus spoke about. Apart from the legal response, and I think of the law, I think of gender-based violence, we have heard me say that before, like a sieve. A sieve has how many holes? Hundreds of holes, right? The law really will plug out maybe 20 of those holes max. So we can't overburden the law with all the solutions. The law cannot give you all the solutions. They can only give you some solutions. A few solutions even, I would say. I think we do have to increase sexual violence prevention education in schools. We have to get on to comprehensive sexuality education. We have to, this country where you can see people on carnival for 2 months almost, how they are representing themselves at carnival, and we are concerned about comprehensive sexuality education in schools. It's one of those things that make you wonder where you are, what planet you're on. We have to teach and encourage bystander intervention programs. Several years ago, I heard the heartbreak. I read the heartbreaking cases in the newspaper. This little girl who might have been 8 or 9, somewhere in South, who had been sexually violated, raped over and over by men, coming to her mother's house. The mother seemed to have been a substance abuser. And the neighbors said, I always kept seeing men going in there, and I thought something was a little wrong with it. But when you think something is a little wrong with it, you have to act. And that is about building our confidence to intervene as bystanders, and not to be intimidated by being called Mako. Who cares? If you're protecting a child, go for it. You may get it wrong, but if you have reasonable grounds to suspect it, claim that and act. You may want to report, confidentially, anonymously to social workers or to the police, but do something. Don't just stand by and do nothing and say, oh no, I felt something was wrong, I didn't know. No, that's not enough anymore. We have to teach children, parents, the facts about sexual abuse, what they can do to protect their children. We have to teach adults about sexual grooming, especially now with the internet, where many people my age, we don't even understand how that grooming is happening. But it's definitely a feature, the use of the internet, to alert children into the dark spaces of the web, and then of course the dark places in your society. And then finally, we have to change the culture. We cannot get away from the fact that sexual violence is predominantly perpetrated against women and girls. And that has a meaning. Yes, that has something to do with equality and social norms, and how power is expressed in the control of another person's body. No, which is not to say that boys and men are also not sexually violated, and we have to clear and alert to helping boys and men who are also victims of sexual violence. So we have to understand the link between sexual violation and inequalities, in particular gender inequality falls. I think they're past inequalities at work, how people cannot want to take themselves to safety. They feel, they know of sexual violence. So I think that rejecting the norms, the social norms that allow sexual violence in girls and men, is a big part of what we must all do as part of our community. So I'm going to stop here and thank Rhoda and Marcus for inviting me, and I think that this is not questions for me, but conversation.